All right, so there's a couple different directions you could take this Black-White Angels deck. One thing that we might try at some point during this set is I'm not sure if playing 0 discard spells in the main deck is good. Similar to the reason, like we talked about with the Blue-Red Dragons deck, that counter spells are good right now. Check for traps specifically could be very good in this archetype. Retribution is a card that seems genuinely very powerful, so makes a 4/4. Makes your angels say, hey, they can tap to destroy things with less power than them. So you curve, Youthful Valkyrie or Righteous Valkyrie into this, or if you already have angels in play like Legion's Angels or other things that make higher attack angels, don't necessarily play this on 4. You have a really powerful card. Umbral Juke, I think, is actually a card that's pretty reasonable in this format. This is a card that these kind of mid-rangey creature decks can play out as a okay threat, like a 2/1 flying flash creature isn't amazing, but it's also not terrible. But this is also a removal spell when you need it to be a removal spell, right? And Goldspan Dragon is definitely a headlining threat in this format. And the fact that this can make your opponent sacrifice that dragon before it gets to attack without allowing them to make a treasure token has a lot of value, I think. Inscription of Ruin, another good modal card that can kill creatures against decks that play to the board early, but can also mind rot your opponent as the game goes long. And we have a selection of decent 2-mana creatures that, like, if we want to kick this in the late game and do a whole bunch of different stuff, that could be reasonable as well. So let's dive on into some games with some Black-White Angels here and see if it feels like it can keep up with dragons and friends in the format. Magni, thanks for the follow. Good morning. That seems fine. We have not played with Grandmaster Flowers yet, no. I think we're going to play Mono White Aggro with some of that at the top end after this. There is a green-black mid-range deck in my deck editor. The foretell card on the deck box is a lie. We may or may not play that today. We played that a little bit off stream last night and it was only okay. I may grab Confront the Past here. Gerd, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Oh, I should read cards. This is only planeswalkers. I have those reanimated creatures too. That's fine. Our opponent will probably have a Liliana or something at some point. In my head, this also got creatures back. Cast Mind Rot. Coin Flip. Thanks for the 24 months. Good morning, good morning. What's going on, Gerd? Thanks for the 16 months. Yeah, so if you look at the red-white deck that we played yesterday with Book Combo Blur's Day, it was basically a mono-white deck with a couple of red 5-drops splashed in at the top end. Hey, Hexapelagic Squid, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. So, Rampage of the Valkyries actually sounds great here. So this says, whenever one of our angels dies, they have to sacrifice a creature. So we get to attack for 4 here, and they trade. Thanks for the follow, Shrag the Boss, and Heimdall Avatar. This card's kind of gas. The artwork is also stunning. Dear Magic Arena, please let me get high-resolution images of these in client. Let me zoom in on your beautiful artwork, Magic. Your artwork is so good. Show it off in client. Oh no! Punished by an exile effect, Sedge. Sedge, big Sedge, chat. I mean, that's not really a Runeterra innovation, Springbugs. Does Hearthstone not do in-client full arts? Mythgard does it. A lot of the indie card games do that. It's a feature that just makes sense. You spend a lot of money on your art assets, you might as well show them off. It actually surprises me how difficult, as someone who uses Magic art in YouTube thumbnails quite frequently, it's very difficult to find high-resolution images of a lot of Magic artwork. It just doesn't exist. Morning, Jerry. I'm gonna lead on Cleaving Reaper here, so that way if they want to counterspell this, the next angel could potentially bring it back. Yeah, they're not all up there, Boneless. You can, there definitely some of them exist, but it's far from all of them. Got me. Standard 2022, so good you're playing best of one. I'd more like to think of it as standard 2021 and historic are so bad I'm playing best of one. This format's been fine. The jury's out on whether or not this format is good. It's definitely too early to say deterministically one way or another. Hey, Demox, thanks for the 38 months. Welcome back. This is not a format that was balanced in design. Well, based on the recent track record of other formats that were balanced in design, I'm not sure that that's a strong argument for or against any particular format. Schmappy, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I have not run into the party deck. It's on my list of things to try at some point, though. I posted that in the subs Discord last night. Might get to that today. So right number of Legion Angel put in your main deck. I think a 2-2 split is appropriate. I think dedicating 3 sideboard slots to a 1-of in your main deck is loose. But I think dedicating 2 sideboard slots to having 2 things in your deck that can draw more copies of itself is plenty fine. Well, you can't fetch 1 in your deck. Legion Angel only fetches from outside the game. I'm gonna play around another copy of Jawari Disruption and wait on this. Although maybe I should play this because this comes back when I play another Angel. Yeah, maybe that's wrong and I'm supposed to lead on this. Look at that, chat. We're going up ladder points with angels. Angels, oh angels, my black-white angels. Yeah, this is fine, right? Technically a 4-lander. Smells like another Gandalf here. I'm gonna grab the exhibition here for later. SoulCal Killa. Thanks for the Prime support. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. This is probably, this deck and the last one we just played against, there was a blue-black control deck that 4-1'd the Insight event yesterday, or 3-1'd it. Also imported that one into my deck editor. I don't know that we're going to get to all of them today, but we'll see. We've played 1,000,000 times. Well, if you are around on Magic Arena during the day, that's probably very true. There's a Gandalf. A Gandalf is someone who wants to be a powerful wizard while they play Magic. Lash of Malice here is a very reasonable card. It's a card that is removal against small creature decks, and it gets to be a pump spell in these control matchups. So, a lot of the learn cards were underpowered in best of 3 for sure. I think they're in the existing standard best of 3. I'm kind of expecting the learn cards to be somewhat playable in standard in the fall. Just because the power level is going down. There'll be a difference between best of 1 and best of 3, because, like, you won't have your entire sideboard be learn cards. You'll probably just have, like, 2 to 3 lessons in there. They're the new adventure cards. Yeah, they're a lower powered way for your spell to draw another spell. I am so sick of Eldrin's Epiphany. It's such a toxic card. It's so weird to me how they could make the decision to ban Time Warp in Historic, saying that, like, nothing good ever comes of these types of effects, but then, like, also, like, have these things exist. Yeah, it's very good, and part of why it's toxic is because it's very powerful. When this type of effect is very powerful, it creates really toxic gameplay patterns. Oh, you think we should somewhat improve society? Yet you live in society. I am very smart. I would say never change Twitch chat, but please, please change. I think we're gonna lose despite having all of our mascots here, chat. Yeah, and again, like, the 1/1s from the extra turn spell, right? The card is literally better than Time Warp would be in this format. It's because you did get the green-blue mascot. Yep. Yeah, and it also hides from discard. In addition to making the burbs. Alright, 1-1 against blue-black control. Maybe we can queue into him for a third time and pretend like it was a best-of-3 match. Nexus of Fate is better because it's self-enabling for going infinite, yes. That's why Nexus of Fate is good. What's going on, Cenotaph? Thanks for the entire year. I'm gonna ditch the Youthful Valkyrie here, actually, and go ahead and just foretell this. They're playing a deck full of discard spells. Well, I mean, as far as the green-black saga bug goes, when it comes to standard 2022, it only impacts grabbing snow duels, right? So it's not that big of a downside. It's not like you can't grab triumphs like an 8-set standard. We play Historic on this channel with some consistency, so Calcula. We'll be back to doing it most days next week. Today I'm focusing on the new standard format because the new set's not really going to impact Historic that much, but we'll be doing some Historic again on the regular shortly. On Monday. I also have a website and a YouTube channel that has a ton of different decks and videos up there. If you're looking for some pre-recorded content to dig into. Like I said, those are all still pretty relevant because I don't really expect this new set to impact the format much. We are Legion. Not attacking with this because I want 2 blockers for this. If this hits us, it gets pretty big pretty quickly. What if I made you discard 2 of your 3 cards? How would that make you feel? Okay, we're gonna try and shatter our soul, chat. not take this trade because I get to make 2 angels next turn. We just have so many cards in hand, shit. I'd love to draw land. So I assume they're gonna pay 5 and eat this. Nice, nailed it. Then if we draw another land next turn, we get to go this for 3. Now I unfortunately do not have another Legion Angel on my board. This is Vigilance, so we can attack. If a sideboard available, would you still be on Legion Angel and Lessons? Yeah, probably. Definitely Legion Angel. I'm not 100% on the Lessons. Lessons could go either way. Legion Angel is very good. Like 2 slots in the sideboard for that is worthwhile. Morning King Bee. This game seems pretty over. This actually triggers this up to pumping us up. We killed the Youthful Valkyrie. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him here. Thunk. Morning Abyssal. Oh, is the professor a cleric? It's good to know. She is. Look at that. Thanks for pointing that out. No black mana. Probably should mulligan. I do have Angel into Angel. We'll bottom this on the play. Horn and Leaper. I like the green-white aggro deck we played yesterday a lot. Blue-red dragons is very good. Glimpse the Cosmos. Oh. Maybe we should look at what giants are still legal. I like the idea of getting to cast Glimpse the Cosmos. I'll write that down. Oh, they're also playing angels. Interesting. Standard is not supposed to have an extra set. It's supposed to just be, this is just like our nut draw curve here, huh? The second Innistrad set is replacing an additional set next year, is my understanding. Our angel deck is too strong, chat. Will do, Rufio. Haven't hit any new issues today. Not quite as crazy as our draw last game, but pretty good all the same here. Oh, this is our second deck of the day. We started with blue-red dragons this morning. I think I lead on Symbology here, because I'd like to trade with their first threat. And I think I actually want to grab the Environmental Scientist. We're a little bit light on lands at the moment. And then decent for us that we have double Valkyrie here, because that's the card I think they'd likely like to take. Definitely going to snap off the trade with the Loyal Warhound if they offer it. Yeah, I also like that, like, this makes when you're playing these as creature lands, it makes the creature lands look very distinct from the rest of the lands on the board. It's a nice differentiating factor at a glance for both the player and spectators. So they can go, oh, Jeff has a creature land here. It's a resource he should consider using. That's interesting. I wonder if they want to avoid getting mind rotted here. Looking to dodge a Skyclave Apparition. You want some Vanishing Verse? Yeah, I could see that card being okay. Stream Decker, not the premium deck list application anymore. So Stream Decker does not integrate automatically with MTG Arena. So Untapped there automatically updates the deck list as I'm playing based on reading files from MTG Arena. Stream Decker is a manual process. So, if you weren't here for the deck tech, I think the Sacrifice spell is very good in the Dragons matchups. You're correct in your assessment that... You'd be correct in your assessment that Skyclave Apparition is better. As a member of Twitch chat, you're looking at the game I'm currently playing and thinking, gosh, Jeff, the card I'm suggesting you play would be much better in this specific situation you're currently experiencing, and you'd be correct about that. But, you know, you'll also be worse in other spots. Man. So this is 6-10. Also, as an additional point of reference, that Garsh Jeff voice there, that's the voice I use when I voice Goofy when I'm reading bedtime stories to my kids. That's what I think of your suggestion. I don't have another Blade Historian. The person who I just timed out for asking if this was a viewer submission or a build around, that question is bad, and it's not helpful and it's not constructive. So rather than asking, hey Jeff, did you build this deck? Instead, just ask your question you have about the deck list, because the question you have to ask should be the same whether or not I built this deck or someone else built the deck. Should be irrelevant to whatever point you're trying to make. Yikes. Maul is so good. Lash of Malice is pretty decent here. So we'll get to environmental sciences. I think comparing Twitch chat to Goofy is kind of an upgrade for Twitch chat. Goofy is kind and well-meaning and a little slow with no malice. Twitch chat, on the other hand, that's fair. That's fair. Goofy is very wholesome. Gorge? Maybe the person asking if this was my deck or not is just the net deck police. And they just wanted to know if they needed to come arrest me for net decking for a second time in the day. Very possible. You have been caught net decking for a second time, sir. How do you plead? How do you explain to your children why Mickey Mouse has a friend who is the dog as an equal, Goofy, but also as the subjugated dog he views as his inferior, Pluto? Believe it or not, my children don't think that deeply about Mickey Mouse. So this may come as a shock to you at home. I think we just play Cleaving Reaver here, because it puts us to 6 and means that this doesn't kill us. Second Maul feels bad, man. Seven to kick. Yeah, I can kill the dog. I'm just deciding how I want to go about it. I think it's kill the dog with this one. And then Professor for Mascot Exhibit. So this way, if I spike the land next turn, we can cast Exhibit. Then we have to leave this back to chump block this with the Maul. Them drawing a brick here is very good for us, obviously. Okay, so I just do this now. I could be right to still just kill this. If I do this now, I have to chump block with the token. I'm just gonna kill their thing. If they draw another brick, it should be over. If they draw a threat, we're gonna be a little bit behind, obviously. If they draw running bricks here, we technically are winning the race. Because this chumps, we attack for 9. This chumps, we attack for 9 again. Alright, one more brick. They could also be holding a spell to trigger this, but... feel like if they had a creature, they would have played it. Close game. Man, so close. Oh. They choose what they sacrifice here, Chip. Are they gonna trade? That would be so good for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got him! Ha! Alright, we need a brick or two out of them still, but not that on board anymore. Survey says... oh! We're halfway there! Oh! Umbral Juke and a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Man, listen, chat. If you end the game with more than one life, you didn't use all your resources as efficiently as you possibly could have. Magic the Gathering is a resource management game. The easiest way to tell if a format of Magic the Gathering, or any card game really, will make me personally happy is if combat decisions matter. And like that last game was such a good example of combat mattering, right? In my opinion, combat is the most interesting and intricate part of Magic the Gathering. So the formats where combat really matters tend to have more player agency in them, which is what I'm looking for personally. One 3-mana angel, please. Legion boy, eh? Eh? Yeah, definitely, Belly. Skyclave apparition. Read. Not dying to Embercleave is busted, chat. So what if I Lash of Malice this, trade with this? I think I like it because it uses my mana this turn. Nice mace stun, bro. Thanks for the 24 months. Welcome back. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Heh, heh, heh. Something that actually might be wrong about this deck might want a couple more creature lands. 4 could be a little bit on the low side. It is really nice Oh, I forgot to... Alright, I missed 3 points of damage, chat. I'm aware I missed 3 points of damage. You don't need to point it out. I should have attacked and then tapped this before the blocks happened, because it has vigilance. Also, for those of you that are wondering how my 4-drop missed 3 points of damage, Redain's shields here. It can't attack, but it has double strike this turn. Why can't it attack? Are we clarifying net deck and add a land, net deck and add a creature land? Yeah, that's probably solid advice. So, but that's my point, Finks. Your question of, is Lumiarch Aspirant worth the consideration? My expectation from you is the same whether or not this is a deck someone sent me or a deck that I built. Obviously, whoever built this deck didn't include Lumiarch Aspirant, so if you want to make the suggestion that we should play that card, give me a reason why we should play the card and tell me what we should cut. My expectation for you for a card recommendation is the same regardless of where the deck originated from. Make good, helpful, actionable, specific card recommendations. This is a sorcery. I should have checked that this was a sorcery before I blocked there, but I was pretty sure. There is a cute crazy duck. It's only best of one, but it exists. Untapped does not show everything on the battlefield currently, so they were able to work around the issue Magic Arena created a little bit, but not 100%. Ferrex, thanks for the 20 months. I appreciate the continued support. Welcome back. Gosh, Maul is so good. I mean, have you watched these games where we've played Professor of Symbology? She's been very, very good in almost all of the games that we've played. The learn cards have been stellar. Thanks for the 15 months, Commander Bun Bun. Ooh, so a little bit punished here for chumping with that early, but that's still a great pickup here. This card's been good in these creature matchups. I can see playing more of these. All right, another Rampage. Oh, these are actually pretty good in multiples too, huh? I should definitely foretell this, right? So close, chat. So close. I make my wife listen to you on our long drives to work. Do you have marital advice beyond leading her to the promised land of Hoaglandia? No, nothing too fancy or special, Katana. Just communicate. Communication is key in all relationships, whether marital or otherwise. Don't keep things bottled up or repressed. You know, honestly, every card in our deck has felt like it's been useful at different points today. I don't know that I'd cut anything like this. Like all of these pieces of top end have been good in different spots. Maybe Cleaving Reaver is the worst of them. The worst of them. Would I rather have a third Rampage and a third Unleashed rather than the Reaver? Reaver was pretty okay against the control deck. Loyal Warhound's been kind of hit or miss. When we're not on the draw, it's kind of mediocre. It's very good on the draw, though, so... This is definitely a card that's, again, better in best of 3, because you can board it out when you're on the play. And I had someone ask in a YouTube comment, Jeff, with Loyal Warhound in your deck, do you choose to be on the draw? And the answer is no, but in best of 3, you board this card out when you're on the play most of the time. Yeah. I would definitely cut this when I'm on the play. I think for curve purposes, I like this. I wanted like 12 early plays so we don't just get run over. I think this is 12 things to do on turns 1 and 2, 10 on 3, 6, and then 6. Keep this split up top for now. I might Cleaving Reaper here feels like the weak link among these, but I want to play a couple more games. Confirm that feels like the case. Surisa, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. If you're new to the channel like Surisa, thanks for dropping into Hoaglandia here on this Friday morning. Welcome, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do Magic the Gathering at least 5 days a week during the mornings. I also do some single-player story-driven stuff. We just wrapped up Marvel's Spider-Man on the PlayStation. Planning to start Biomutant next week. Doing a ton of Standard 2022 today, but we just do a lot of Constructed in general. We play some Modern on Magic Online. We play Historic on Magic Arena. We don't touch regular Standard while Eldraine is legal, because honestly, who would want to do that? But in general, if there's a Magic Constructed format worth playing, you'll probably see me poking at it here at some amount. Misfit Mavis, thanks for the 16 months. Good morning, good morning. Hey, look, Jet, I found a use for the Loyal Warhound. Yeah, if we hit some running lanes here, we're in a pretty good spot, huh? Okay, yeah, that's even fine as a tap playing, because I get to play second Valkyrie now. And honestly, being so close to 27, I'm just gonna go ahead and hold all these back, because I don't want to, like, attack and have them kill one of my things and then be able to hit me with the Sedgemoor Witch. I too, Pelly, have experienced a great deal of secondhand Grey's Anatomy. For those of you that are not familiar, Grey's Anatomy has 15 years worth of episodes, and my wife has watched all of them 2 or 3 times at this point. Are they dead to this? Is this lethal? It's like lethal adjacent, right? No, actually just lethal. Good clean living. Oof. Unleash Unleash the angels. Do I have a show like that? To let Twitch chat in on my trash TV viewing habits, I have watched the original series of Charmed more than twice over the course of my 30 years of life. And before you ask, I really do hate myself when I say that it includes the last few seasons that got a little bit something. I'll bottom the call here. How many shows do I have in my backlog? I don't really have a show backlog. You watched the Charmed reboot? I did. It was fine. My threshold for what I consider fine in terms of TV is pretty low, but I wasn't unhappy with it. ASVP, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Neither of my children will sit and watch an entire TV series yet. They bounce around way too much. Apex Store, thanks for the third of a year. Welcome back. This might be an environmental sciences game. Bounce literally, figuratively, or both? That's definitely a yes question. I've talked about this before. My children have Android devices, and my youngest son, my middle child, he only gets one new freemium game per day from the App Store. Because without that rule, he would bother me, I don't know, a dozen times a day to try whatever new freemium game he clicked on recently. Legion Angel should be pretty solid here. Find some friends. We are Legion. This is kind of a nice draw, because it means even if we just, like, run off a bunch of lands from here, we're not in a terrible spot. Therev, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. I think I'm trading for this 3/3 when they attack with it. Friendo. Do I still monitor what they watch on YouTube? They don't have access to regular YouTube. They watch the kids' YouTube channel a little bit, but not a ton. I make a point to periodically check in with the stuff that they're poking at, but I've never had anything on the kids' YouTube channel that was inappropriate for them, I felt. Do they watch Twitch? No. My kids are only 6 and 7. Twitch is not appropriate for small children. They should not be watching live content like this online. We had some bad ads on YouTube. YouTube has ads. That's weird. No, I promise you, if you give YouTube money, there's no ads on any of the platforms. My kids are huge fans of the Hot Tub streamers personally. Yikes. Ranger class was a very good pickup for them. I think I'm just making 2 4/4s. Because then next turn we get to go Ranger or Reaper plus Juke. Just want to try and race here in the sky. A big donation to take for a Hoagland hot tub stream. How much does a hot tub cost? Confused about the hot tub, I thought you couldn't take your shirt off. Yeah, but you can wear a bikini, Terran Terror. For people that don't keep up on generic Twitch drama, the hot tub stuff basically turned into softcore porn, believe it or not. But I had one that didn't work. No, at my previous house, we had one that we got rid of. Huh? I think we're like, kill this, trade here, get blown out by a snakeskin veil. Already played 2 of those, though. It could be right to just, like, eat the 2 little ones, take a big hit, and then, like, Umbral Juke, make them sacrifice something. Could have been right, too. It could be right to double block the 6/5 as well. Yeah, taking multiple things off is nice because of the edict. So if I attack like this... If I attack like this, we die to a Blizzard Brawl, but they'd have to exactly top deck a Blizzard Brawl. And I think I like just doing this because it puts them dead on board. Well, I guess they have a gain 3 in hand, huh? Complicates things. The layer of the Hydra here as well. Does layer kill me? Layer's a 5/5. I block this here. No, it's only a 4/4. Okay. So wait, if I put both of these here, I go to 1 and then we edict them and they die? Nobody plays around the juke, chat. Nobody plays around the juke. Juke 'em. Farrakus, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Holy gosh, chat, we're ranking up with angels. Look at our angels, chat. That is our second game win at 1 health. Using our resources efficiently. People talking about cutting Professor of Symbology for other cards. Hands like this are why this card is good. Like, this hand's very likely to miss its third land drop, even on the draw here. With Professor of Symbology, it means that we're going to be able to grab Environmental Sciences. They did to the creature land activation. No, the creature land's a 3/4, not a 4/3. They were at 8. Yeah, like it grabs removal spells. Honestly, man, so no joke. I think if someone asked me, Jeff, if you were to play this in best of 3, how would your sideboard look? I think I would still play Professor, and I'd probably just play Exhibition, Sciences, and Fumes. The other two haven't been particularly relevant. I'd just play a smaller sideboard. Ooh. Emergent Sequence with Evolving Wilds to get a 3/3. That's just good deck building right there. When has Hoots ever been best of 1? Chat, the only reason we are currently playing best of 1 is because it's the only queue offered. Okay, so missing the land drop here isn't the end all. We get to go ahead and do this, grab this, and then throw this in the corner. We have another Environmental Sciences. We do, our Emergent Sequence. Man. Opponents flooding a little bit at least could be our saving grace. Untapped land. I guess that's fine. Plotney, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. Alright, so we're done here, right, opponent? Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. Okay. Okay. We have a game, as they say. Untap found a way around the log file. They were not mistaken. No blocks. They're just dead in the air, right? Was attack all last turn lethal? Maybe? No, because they could have blocked one of my things. I only had 3 attackers the previous turn, and they chose I had a 6/8 into a 6/7. No, I did not miss lethal. And they could have blocked with their reach. This deck feels pretty good. It's like a decent mix of like a little bit interaction, but also has like a decent proactive plan. Grinds a little bit too. Maybe we should go play games of regular standard and click the frowny face every time. It's funny because it's sad. This is actually a decent pickup, so we'll get to go reject. You reject my Professor of Symbology. It's rude. I guess I'd much rather the Professor get rejected than one of my more expensive cards later, huh? Happy Friday, Hufflepuff Bread. Excuse me? Resolves, thank you. Okay. I should just kill their thing, right? I think the design on the dungeons is incredibly sweet. I think they were very clearly powerful. They were very clearly afraid of them being too good, and they made all of the cards that venture kind of weak because of that. So you always have access to all 3 dungeons, for those asking how dungeons work, and you can venture into any one of the 3 to start. And then when you venture once you've already started, you have to choose one of the next rooms, each one going down. Excuse me. That's probably worse than the foretell card. That's rude. Cast Mind Rot. Umbral Juke versus Soul Shatter is an interesting question. I haven't... Have we made a spirit token at all with that card? I think we made a spirit token one time, if I recall. It could just be better as Soul Shatter, though, you're right. Yeah, I mean, something I've always said, Dr. Mr. Punny, is that, like, Magic's just not a game. Magic's very clearly a game that wasn't designed with digital in mind, right? I will say, from a UI perspective, it pleases me that the top of this dungeon lines up with the top of my chat on the overlay, incidentally. It's very pleasing. Let's Legion Angel here, and then we'll throw this in a corner. So, my opinion on the Dungeons Duck Doolittle isn't so much related to the power level of the actual dungeons, so much as the power level of the cards that venture. I actually think what the dungeons themselves do seem to be pretty reasonable overall, and I would have wished the things that incidentally venture would have been a little bit better. So, being a sacrifice effect does have value because of Goldspan Dragon. Let's Starnheim Unleashed has been real good so far today. Is that Vigilance, right? All the 5-drops have been good. I think the black 5-drop has been the weak link, but I don't know. I've liked our split for the most part. And they know we have Exhibition and another Legion in our hand. It's like we're gonna get to like Exhibition here and then double Legion Angel the next turn. This deck's very good at spending all of its mana as the game goes along, which is nice. This hand's very good if it draws some lands. Just want to like lands for our first 3 draws. Artwork on this card is so good too. Yeah, the Professor has definitely been a big part of why we've been able to spend mana like we have. I think... What's the politest way to put this? People who complain about the variance of the D20 mechanic, in my opinion, are telling on themselves in a way because they're letting everybody else know that they're bad at evaluating the inherent variance that's present in the rest of Magic the Gathering. It's easy to understand the variance that's baked into something like the D20 mechanic because it's kind of in your face, but in all honesty, the D20 mechanic probably has less variance in it than a lot of other parts of Magic. Why add more variance? Though it's not more variance, it's just variance in a different way. Cards that are powered by variance have always been a core part of Magic's play experience. See Collected Company. See Aetherworks Marvel. See, obviously have some kind of combat trick here, right? So I'm just gonna say no blocks. Yes, the differential on basically all of the cards between D20 hitting a 20 and not. It feels Hearthstone. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, you're using your feels. The people that are like, but it feels like X, you're correct. It's more in your face and feels like is an accurate descriptor of what you're experiencing. And it's fine to have a bunch of feels, but just like know that they are in fact just a bunch of feels. Double Lash the God? Why do I care about the God? I'd much rather get a Rampage of the Valkyries down here, so that way I'm attacking. I have lethal next turn with the Rampage of the Valkyries in Chapter 3 of Retribution. They're dead next turn. This is 16, and then this is +4. Okay, so I'm going to lash this, and then I'm going to lash this, and they die. Okay, good chat. Could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you over the enter the battlefield noises of my opponent's muxes. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. I like to end on a high note. I want to play a few different decks today, but like, so that seems like a pretty good one. Honestly, like, it's rare that like we queue something up and I'm pretty happy with everything to start, but I was honestly pretty happy with almost every bit of this deck. If I were to call out explicitly weak links or things that I would be interested in testing other cards in, I am not convinced that Reaper is better than playing more of these. I think both of these are probably a little bit more powerful, so I might do this. And Loyal Warhound, I'm not sure if it's good enough in best of one. I think in best of 3, I might even play 4 of these in the 75 just so I can have them on the draw more often, but they're just so mediocre on the play and what this deck is doing. Like, our deck's not super aggressive, so like a 3-1 for 2 when we're on the play just like isn't quite good enough. There's a chance that Umbral Juke is better as Soul Shatter, but I also wouldn't be surprised if that's not true. Our deck is a mid-range deck that beats down in a lot of games, so like being able to make another evasive threat with this in a pinch has value. These interactive slots, like I knew I wanted cards that did stuff on curve here, and these could be more cards too that like if you want to port this to best of 3 to play in the Hoaglandia Open, maybe you don't need to play these modal cards in best of 3, but in best of 1 the flexibility that they offer is good. Like this is a removal spell against aggro, but it's a mind rot against control, which is really nice. Yeah, I like this a lot. Professor of Symbology was really good. Again, talking about best of 1 to best of 3. I think in best of 3, I would play Sciences, Fumes, and Mascot Exhibition. I never picked up Annihilation or Confront the Past, and they're kind of narrow, and I was just filling out my 7 board slots, so. But yeah, I like this a lot. Felt super reasonable. We laddered up a bunch with it. It's got good tools to be competitive in a lot of matchups, I think. To all the people who think D20 variants is not skillful, I just have to say, have a little fun in your children's card game. Big mood.